I've seen a lot of doctors make decent income. As a matter of fact, they start as junior doctors with of the highest earners in the market, but they still feel under pressure. It's more common than what people think. As a matter of fact, only 4% of people in South Africa can retire. You work extremely hard, 8 to 7, 8 to 8. You earn more than most people think, but somewhere between credit card debt, family responsibilities, tax, car payments, lifestyle creep, and trying to catch up after years of studying, the money disappears fast. If your money feels all over the place, you feel as if you're not taking ownership over your money, I want you to stay with me, because in this episode, we'll talk through 3 basic steps to take back control over your money. And the first one is getting out of debt first. Secondly, I want you to start small. And then lastly, and most importantly, scale your capital. And if you find value out of this episode, I want you to hit that like and subscribe button, share this with some of your friends. Let's get right into this immediately. So step number 1, getting out of debt first. We meet with thousands of doctors, professionals every year, and the biggest issue holding them back is debt, but more importantly, unsecured debt. So I'm talking about student debt, credit card debt, personal loans. It comes in many forms, but whatever form this takes, debt keeps eating into your future options. So I want to encourage you to start today. Decide that this is your year. 2026 is your turning point. You're not ignoring it anymore. You're going to take ownership over your finances, and you're actually going to start your journey to financial freedom. Because the longer debt stays into your life, the more it steals from your future wealth. And I'm going to share a method with you, and this I actually picked up from a gent called Dave Ramsey. He speaks a lot about this. If you haven't watched any content, I want to really, really recommend that you watch everything you can find on Dave Ramsey. He calls this the snowball method. You take all your debt repayments, write it on a piece of paper, and organize this from the smallest amount to the largest amount. Then go back to your banker and ask for minimum payments on everything. You start with the smallest amount and you kill that one off first, because that will show you immediately results. Then you move to the second one. Then you move to the third one account at a time. And before you know it, you will be completely debt free. Minimum payments on everything, then clear the smallest one first. That is your first step. I know there's also a lot of methods, and some of you watching and saying, but I want to tackle the highest interest rate first. I want to go to the one because that's going to cost me the most in the long run. That's the most expensive one in the long run, and I get that. But it's the same with gymming. Like, for example, if you train and you focus on a new program that you follow, there's a new diet or there's a new training program, whatever the case might be, the one that shows you results immediately is the one that keeps you inspired. So I find that this option is the one that works best, where you tackle the smallest one and then move over to the largest ones and get that momentum going. A lot of people ignore the credit score and the credit profile and the issue of missed payments and what that has on your future financing model. I hope you understand that if you want to start a business in the future, your credit score matters. If you want to buy a home loan in the future, you want to buy a property and you need to mortgage that property, you want to buy a car, you want to buy equipment for your practice, you want a business financing to start that new practice, buy into another practice, all of that, credit score. So I want you to fix the basics when it gets to credit score. First of all, always pay on time. Secondly, reduce your balances. Try to keep your debt lower, or at least kill it off. And thirdly, stop opening nonsense accounts, clothing accounts, unsecured debt accounts, and all of that, and take control over your money. Step number 2, very important, start saving with a system. So now you've got a debt plan in place. You've killed up most of it, or at least hopefully all of it. And the next step is to start making your money work for you. You've got to start making some money where you start saving with a system, not with whatever happens to be left at the end of the month. Take control again. That approach doesn't work for business professionals. Don't spend and then save and spend. I've seen this on many episodes before. Use a structure and automate your savings with debit orders and automatic payments. It's as simple as going onto your bank account and having an automated payment set up. And a simple starting point and point of reference and framework that you can use is 5 to 10% of your income should go towards an emergency fund or a savings account. And this is for unforeseen opportunities, maybe stuff that happens, life happens, and there's more month than cash in a month and that sort of stuff. You want to keep this something that is liquid, something that is readily available that you can use. And a rule of thumb, you want about 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved up. Secondly, 10 to 15% of your income should go towards long-term savings, long-term investments, retirement. And if you are employed, check what is already happening through your employer. This can be pension funds, provident funds. If you're working for government, GPF, look at that stuff and make sure that you can just complement whatever you're already doing. Also focus on your tax-free savings, your endowments, your unit trusts that you want to leave for the long run, whatever the case might be. 10 to 15% needs to go towards long-term savings. And then the last one, 5% to recreation and dreams. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest into your family. Go on that dream holiday. Go do those hobbies. Plan the trip you've always wanted. You deserve it. Reward yourself and make sure that you take your loved ones along the journey. The key in all of this is automation and starting small when you need to. Consistent money beats big intentions every single day of the week. Your salary comes in, money moves out immediately, and at least you know that money is moving towards retirement, towards savings, towards an emergency fund, and towards recreational investments for the future. And then lastly, the final step, I want you, and this is not an easy answer because this is different for different people, but I want you to build a second form of income stream or build an asset that you can exit from in the future and sell it. And I want to also make it clear that retirement savings is one piece of the puzzle. It's not the entire solution, because a lot of people are like, yo, financial advisors, you just want to sell a retirement annuity. That's as a matter of fact, the complete opposite. A retirement annuity, in my view, is one piece of the puzzle. You got to build additional assets that can complement the total solution so that you can actually retire effectively. And we've done a great podcast on this, actually, where we speak about the money game, where everything starts with an income. Everything starts with an income, and that income then finances liabilities and expenses. Some of those liabilities will then convert into assets, or you will start buying assets so that those assets can finance your expenses and liabilities. And then the ultimate goal is those assets needs to replace your income. So in other words, your income is what you're doing as a doctor. The asset can be a retirement annuity. It can be a unit trust. It can be a tax-free saving. It's one part of the puzzle. But I want to encourage you to focus on additional assets and stay in your lane. You know medicine. Nobody else knows medicine like you do. So see, based on your knowledge, your credibility, your network, hence I'm saying mind your own business, your lived experience in medicine, your network that you've built up, see if you can scale somewhere in there. Whether that is building a franchising model, looking at employing other healthcare workers, scale them, see if you can take a small of that portion, whatever they make, whether that's telehealth services, teaching, maybe doing some medical content that works and see if there's a road for you in that space. Advisory work, occupational health, a niche private service practice might be something to look into. Mentorship programs. There's a massive, massive opportunity for leadership, hosting CPD events. And all these are just vague ideas, but the intention is not to run away from your field too quickly. Because a lot of people think it's the app, it's the this, it's the that. Stay in your lane. You just need to redesign the way you spend your time. And obviously, if you are employed with government or if you've got an employer in private practice, see if you can talk to them. If you're in government, you need RVOPs to see if there's something that you can do outside of government. So you need to get clearance of all of this, test the ideas, build it slowly, and learn what works. And then reiterate that and see what is it that works best and decide later on how are you going to grow a steady secondary income. How are you going to start slowly but surely once you're already sitting on the cash, once you're already sitting on the value? How are you going to build more and more and more assets so that those assets can eventually replace your income column? So if you're a doctor, you're a medical professional, you're a graduate professional, whoever you are listening to this and your finances feel heavier than what they should, I want to encourage you to keep it simple. Deal with your debt first. Fix your credit score. Make sure that it is out of the way. Automate savings, build it into your monthly system. Create a secondary stream of income is the last one, with assets that replaces the income column, that finances your expenses and your liabilities. Hopefully you can convert all of those liabilities into assets. That will make it less chaotic. That will make it less emotional, less exhausting. And you will become more controlled, you become more intentional, more useful, and more importantly, as if you planned your plan.